starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on? What's going on, my family? We're on another win day, man. We're on another brainstorming session. I appreciate you guys tapping in for another week. We're in another year, man. Let me see them 2025s in the comments, man. Pound 2025, man. We in another year, another journey, man. 2024 was a crazy journey. We did a lot of great things, and I'm looking forward to the new year, man. We got some special guests on tonight, so we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna touch on a few topics. This month, of course, you guys already know we got 12 modules. This is going to be the intro to entrepreneurship month. I got some great icebreaker questions for you guys. We're gonna have fun, man. Let's get on live. Let's start blowing up that chat. Let me see pound 2025, man. And let me see some New Year resolutions, man. What you guys got up for the new year? What you guys looking to accomplish this year? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We got some great things coming up. Definitely check out the website at masteringOurBusiness.com. We got a lot of great updates on our website. A lot of great opportunities, events, activities coming up this year. You guys already know how we get done, man. Let's get some positive energy flowing. Like I said, we got some great special guests this evening, so I'm gonna bring them on in just a second to introduce themselves. Starting with Sienna Treese. But for right now, man, make sure you guys share the live, blow up the comments, post your website, social media handles, contact info, and make sure you guys follow somebody else, man. We is live on Instagram and YouTube. Also, we're live on our website at masteringOurBusiness.com/brainstorm. So make sure you guys get that content out. Share it out to your peoples. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, it's 2025. Pound 2025. Let's blow up the chat. Again, make sure you guys post your contact info, post your websites, social medias. Post what you do. That's our whole point. That's the whole point, is to connect the dots, connect with each other, make stronger alliances. You guys already know what it's all about, man, with us. Let me see some more content, some more comments. What's going on? Let me see that pound 2025. Let me see them New Year resolutions real quick. So today's icebreaker question is, what is your biggest goal for 2025? Let me see them in the comments. Let me see some answers in the comments. What is your biggest goal for 2025? What is your biggest goal for 2025? Let's go. Let's go. Passive income. That's right. That's right. I know that's right. Let's get that cash flow going. Let me see some more comments. Let me see some more comments. Let me see them New Year resolutions. What's some goals you guys got this year? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So I want to bring up our first special guest real quick. Miss Sienna Treese. I want to bring her on. I know I want to touch on a few things. I got a few great questions for consistency in the gym. Let's go. Get that health in. Health is wealth. What's some more goals you guys have? Come on, man. Let's blow up them comments, man. Let's blow up. Let's get this inspiration going. While you guys do that, and make sure you guys, again, make sure you guys post your websites, post your social media handles in the comments. Make sure you guys follow somebody else. While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our first special guest for the day. What's going on? What's going on, Queen? How you feeling?
Hey, how are you? Happy to be here on the platform.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking out the time. I know you got a busy schedule. I know we all got busy schedules, especially at the top of year. Top of the year, it's quarter one. Let's get
Mhm.
it. I'm excited. I'm excited. So first, what's some of your goals? What's some of your goals for 2025?
Wow. First, I think this year is going to be great. I think it's going to be a really good year. For me, I think it's going to be a good year for a lot of us. And I did make my goal list because I think that's important. To kind of write your goals down, try to get organized. And at the top of my list was just to, you know, um, just continue to work on my relationship with God. That's first and foremost to me. And I feel like, beyond that, everything will kind of fall into place. So I had a bunch of stuff on my list. That was the absolute first one. And of course, to work on my business, to scale, to grow, to just be more creative, step outside the box and just really push myself. And um, kind of get out there and do.
Uh-oh, it kind of went out. We're gonna get her back in a minute. We're gonna get her back in a minute. You want to make sure you guys blow up that chat, man. Let's see some of them New Year goals, some of them New Year resolutions. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. There we go. 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 Can you hear me good? We're gonna get her back. We're gonna get her back. Let me see some more of them goals in the chat, man. Blow up that chat with some of your New Year resolutions, with some of them goals you guys got this year. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let me see if we can get her back on real quick. While we waiting on Sienna to get back connected, man, make sure you guys blow up that chat. Let me see some of these New Year's resolutions, man. Let's get this positive energy flowing, man. It's 2025, man. First quarter. What's going on? Go ahead and blow up that live. Blow up that live. Building my personal and business credit. Yes, ma'am. Speaking of that, man, if you guys didn't catch our last Standing on Business webinar hosted by Mr. Fixit, make sure you guys check out the recap. Now available on mastermindbusiness.com/SOB. I'm actually put that at the bottom for you guys, so you can check out that recap. Definitely, man. Shout out to Mr. Fixie. Definitely, like always, dropped a few jewels on this, and we're actually gonna have him back every first Thursday of the month. So make sure you guys mark your calendars. You know, set up your calls with him if you need a little help with your personal or business credit. Um, or if you just need help, simply just getting funded. If your credit, if you already got a nice credit score and you just need some guidance when it comes to funding, make sure you guys check out Mr. Fixit. You actually can schedule a call with him in that link right here. Let me see. Back connected, Sienna. You back, Sienna? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's go. Can you hear me, Sienna? All right. I guess until we get Sienna back on. Can I get Shanavia on real quick? I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna bring you up on. I'm gonna introduce you on stage, and then we're gonna switch over. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, Shanavia. Let's get it. All right. All right. So I guess until we get Sienna back on, we're gonna bring Shanavia. Bring her to the stage. What's going on, Queen? What's going on?
How you doing? Happy New Year, everybody.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. What's one of your New Year resolutions you got for us?
Man, I am finishing up a clinical rotation for radiation therapy, so definitely getting to graduation 2025. So that's my biggest goal.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, give the people a little introduction, and tell them about a little bit about what you do and some of the services that you offer.
Okay, so my name is Shanavia. I'm a licensed massage therapist. I have been a therapist for about 8.5 years now. I love massage therapy. I decided to go back to school for radiation therapy to kind of merge cancer management with massage therapy. So I do offer Swedish, deep tissue sports massage, and lymphatic, and I also offer assisted stretching services as well. I'm in Fayetteville, Georgia, and that is like right off of State Route 54 for all of those that are familiar with the area.
You don't let
And
me know the Rick Ross, do you?
no, I don't be seeing Rick. I want to see him though. If you on the live, I would like to see you. I've seen the massages he get, and I could do better.
I know that's right. Most definitely, most definitely.
Um, I also sell vitamins and supplements as well on my website, allintentions.com.
Let's get it. Definitely plug that in. Make sure you post that in the comments before you leave. But what got you into becoming an entrepreneur?
Really just having kids. I think that it pushes you. I have two sons, so having raising black men, you just want to have a foundation for them and kind of set them up. I feel like we don't really get taught to set our kids up the way we need to in our community. So showing my kids entrepreneurship is important to me. Both me and my partner are both entrepreneurs. He does barber and aesthetics as well. So we showed that to the kids. We're here in Atlanta. It's like the mecca for business owners. So that was a major push as well.
Okay, okay, okay. So, can you share a surprising insight you discovered during your journey and doing your market research when you first started your company?
Something that was surprising was that I didn't know what I was doing. I think sometimes you don't take into account that what you see on Instagram is something that someone has really taken their time to put together. I didn't know that content creating was such a real thing. And shout out to all the content creators because it is very challenging to time post, check analytics, see making sales, hey, should I run a sale this week? Should I, do a percentage off? It's is daunting sometimes. And it takes a lot of time. So starting a business while being in school is interesting. And so I'm definitely reaching out to you guys. I love the idea of the platform, getting it out there to kind of guide people. Because it's a lot of businesses right now, thriving. It's a lot of people thriving off of these businesses right now. So I'm just definitely trying to get my foot into.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely time consuming when it comes to content creation and digital marketing. In general, it's a tedious thing. I think a lot of people really don't realize it until you really dive deep into building a business or building a brand. And I think it's something that's very underrated. I think that's really one of the reasons why we started providing that service for other entrepreneurs, helping them manage their social medias, come up with content, content plans and content creation calendars, the whole nine, because it's definitely needed. It was, it's definitely something that we had to perfect, and I think that's the thing about it, as well. It's steady advancing, it's steady changing. There's always updates. There's always new platforms coming out,
Right.
or going viral. I remember for a year, probably more than that now. The time is blind, but a little bit before the pandemic, I was pushing. I was, every business that we was consulting, I was pushing them onto TikTok, and even before it was named TikTok, I was pushing different entrepreneurs. I seen, the space growing, and
Right.
it's kind of hard for a lot of people to adapt. Especially when you, spent a lot of time building up another platform like Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
Here comes this, a whole new platform, and a lot of people don't like to start from zero. And I think it's very important. Speaking of that, we just got on Blue Sky. Check us out on Blue Sky. Check us out on Lemon 8. Those are some of the newer platforms that we've been seeing emerge. And just staying on top of the trend and staying on top of how to connect with your audience. And that's
Right.
something that we try to go over a lot with our members. Figuring out who the target audience is, so we can figure out what platform we should spend time on. Whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I know a lot of people back then was, I ain't getting on TikTok. My kids on TikTok. I be dancing because they really didn't understand the climate at the time. And then the pandemic, popped off and really, sat all of us down, and
Right.
forced a lot of people to, really focus on the digital aspect of the marketing. And for some people, a lot of people, especially for a lot of the people that I was consulting back then, that actually took my advice, which is probably, I could count on one hand. But they was able to see the results, and throughout the years, especially with the pandemic happening, it was a bittersweet moment.
Right.
So how long have you been, running your company?
So I just got the office in December actually. I was doing mobile massage before that. So this is completely new, a new little baby for me.
I
And
love.
it's been fun. It's been fun. Word of mouth is been my best thing so far, even though I have tried to pay for ads before.
Oh yeah, the ads is that's tricky as well. I've seen a lot of people waste a lot of money,
Hmm.
not going. And it goes back to the target audience, but direct marketing is super important as well. That's why we have our
Right.
affiliate program. That's why we stay doing events and activities and networking, bumping shoulders, because you can never beat that. You get what I'm saying? There's so many
Right.
people on social media; it's oversaturated now. And I think the main thing when it comes to building a brand is building trust. So having that good, having a good balance of the digital marketing aspect, for those who, that may not be in your market, is good for
Right.
that. But also, having that, word of mouth is super important. I don't think it'll never be social media, to be honest, because it's getting more to the point where it's hard for us to trust these brands. Um,
Right.
we got AI going crazy, going rapidly. You got the deep fake videos and photos. You don't know what's going on. So I think, having, that balance of, um, direct marketing, and digital marketing always help for the most part, for sure. So
Yeah.
when it came to planning out your company, what approach did you take when it came to building your business plan?
Well, I wrote down some goals. Most of my goals were surrounded around my lifestyle right now because I'm in school. I wanted to be able to be comfortable, but I didn't want to work, overwork myself while I'm in school. So I first started with a budget and kind of broke down what I need for my bills versus, anything that I want on the side, and kind of broke it down from there, and really broke each service that I do, broke it down for how much that I can make for each thing, and just kind of went from there. And I think that laying it out that way has been really helpful for me because I've wanted to start it before, but I'm thinking I can just hop in and do it and not put the legwork in. So, and it didn't go well. Like I
It
said,
never
I've
do.
been doing it for 8 years. So, and I'm just opening up. So it definitely. has been ups and downs with it, but I think actually looking at my budget was the most helpful start in planning.
Definitely, definitely. Business planning is super important. That's the first thing we start off with. When we start working with different brands, making sure that they have an updated business plan. And the reason why I say updated because you can have a business plan, but I always suggest that you keep it updated at least every 3 to 6 months, because things change, the world change, people change. It may be the smallest change that'll change your whole business model. Take it from somebody that we probably revamped our business plan in the first year probably 6 times, and still updating it. So, what's the most critical element of your business plan that you believe sets you apart from competitors?
Mhm. I think that my experience has the biggest impact. I had gotten into a really bad car accident and was in a wheelchair for a while, and I used a lot of lymphatic, a lot of activated stretching, physical therapy to get myself where I am to where I can, run around and do school and do a business and have a family. So I think that my experience honestly sets me apart because I use what's inside of me to help each client. And I think that the passion is important within my industry. I think that the passion is most important because the job is gratifying to have someone, have a pain or have an injury and you're assisting them through that recovery is really a gratifying job for me.
Definitely, definitely. You gotta enjoy the process. You have to enjoy the process. Matter of fact, speaking of that, let me get everybody, just to make sure y'all still tapped in. Let me get everybody to post to put enjoy the process in the comments, man, because you got to enjoy the process. You got to have a passion for whatever industry that you're in. I think that's what really keep people in. For the long run, I've seen a lot of people hang it up. During the pandemic, after the pandemic, and I've seen a lot of people pick up their passions. After the pandemic as well, and they're thriving and they're much more happier. I think that's really the I think that's the biggest goal is to be happy.
Right,
Happiness. You don't really want to do anything that you're not happy doing. So I think that's super important to enjoy the process, whatever it is that you're doing. Remember the why, and I
right,
think that's important too. To put out the why to let people know why are you doing this. I know everybody want to make money. We all got bills. We all got
right,
different things, different lifestyles that we want to uphold. But really going back to that why will really set you up nice. That's why we really been focusing on um, you know producing a lot of interviews for different business owners and different content creators and influencers that we've been working with. Because it's super important to know the why. Why are you doing this? Why should we care as well? And that's
right.
mine. I think most people hop into a business and expect people to just support them just because they have a business. And,
Exactly.
unfortunately, it don't go like that. That's why you get a lot of strangers that support your business first before you might get business on. I mean, family members and friends and different things like that. For the most part, you get what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I think so. Because that's definitely something that's surprising too when you're starting a business. Not
Whew.
everybody is as easily on board as you thought.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
But you keep pushing, like you said,
yeah.
enjoying the process and just building, and
Everything
staying
else
determined.
everything else gonna come. Everything else gonna come once you learn to enjoy that process. I think the first step is learning the process. I think a lot of people jump into, like you said, a lot of people jump into different ventures without really properly planning it out and getting all of the info that they need to really hop in this. And then once they hop in it, they start to bump their head. I'm guilty. I've started I started a few projects in a few companies where we didn't know what we was doing. Exclusive
Right,
Knowledge Magazine is probably the main one. When I first became a publisher, I didn't know nothing about publishing. Shout out to Alonzo Palmer, which was my mentor at the time. Rest in peace. to Alonzo Palmer, but he was really one of the first ones who really sat me down and you know broke it down to me, broke down, the importance of having a platform like a magazine publication, and kind of walked me through the steps. And the rest, we just kind of burnt a lot of money and bumped our heads. So, I think that's really what um, had to sit me down and, like, hey, I need a specific plan. And ever since then, we've been making sure. I don't care what type of ideas. I probably got a million business plans in my notes right now of different ventures that either we're doing right now or we're going to start doing in the future. So that's super important. That's super important. So, how did you approach budgeting for your business, and what strategies did you use to ensure financial stability?
Well, actually, my mother, she is a clinician. She gets us together weekly and we kind of sit down and we talk about our goals. We kind of have dinner with each other, and we hold each other accountable. So if we need help with something, for example, I had gotten some magnets made for our cars. And I asked everybody, hey, can you commit to driving with this on your car, for a few weeks for me or whatever? And they said yes. I ordered them, and the next week they're like, well, where are they? They keep you accountable, and it's just a weekly thing for us. We figure out, are we getting closer to our goals? What are we doing to get closer to them? And vice versa. If we're not hitting the goals, what we could do for each other to kind of to push forward. And that really has been the most helpful, because number one, it's my mother, so you kind of have to be there. But it shows you that use your resources. Use your family. I relied on them, and that has helped me a lot. That advertisement really has helped me a lot. So that's my biggest takeaway. Just checking in weekly, and making sure that anything that I said I'm not spending on, that I stuck to that this week.
That's
Anything that
that's
I said that I needed to get, keep me accountable. Hey, did you order more business cards? You said you were running low last week's meeting. Things like that.
Most definitely, most definitely. I think that's super important to have that foundation, to have a base like that. A
Mhm.
lot of people don't, I think you're blessed to have that. A lot of people don't have a foundation or a family, especially from our communities, inner city.
Right.
People that grew up in the inner city, we don't have family members that can really teach us about financial literacy or teach us about, the ins and outs of running a business or creating a business plan or marketing, most of the time. So, that's super important to have a community, based around it. And I think that's one of the main reasons, even me not really having that, my parents really didn't, you know, um, I come from the era, I was an entrepreneur back when it wasn't cool to be an entrepreneur. So,
Right.
we come from there like, hey, you better go get a job, go to school, and
Hmm.
that's all our people knew. So a lot of the times we really didn't get a chance to grow up around people that really had that knowledge. Fortunately, I was blessed to, grow up around and have certain friends who had, who was running businesses at a young age because their parents had stores and different things like that. And my mother did put, instill entrepreneurship in me at a young age. I was the water bottle boy back in the day, and I used to
Right.
the candy man in school.
Or
And
making plates at card games.
yeah, no, for real, yeah. So that was where the seed stemmed. But once I hopped into it, I really didn't have a lot of people that I could sit down with until I really got in it and really started building up momentum. Then I started to get blessed with mentors like Alonzo Palmer and Naima, and a few other people that that was there early in my career. But for the most part, it's super important for us to have a community, and that's one of the biggest reasons why we started the mob community. We want to make sure that we all coming together and sharing resources, and it's been a blessing because we're able to connect with people that's not even in our industry and still be able to learn something from them. So that's why it's super important. That's why we've really been going, trying our best, and not just trying, but really being consistent with our brainstorming sessions, and really being hands on with our members because we need that accountability partner. And that was something that stood out to me that you said. Your mother holds you accountable, and I think that's super important to have a accountability partner and having people
Yeah,
that can hold you accountable. When we can't hold ourselves accountable. So hey,
I
you
think
blessed.
so. Because we be busy. You know what I mean? Things slip. I set 4 alarms for this today. You know what I'm saying? So things happen. So having somebody else to kind of help out, and we write it down too. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not just something that we are only talking about. Like, things are written, the goals are made. So um you don't have a choice. We're going through each thing to find out if you did it or not. So
Yes, ma'am. That's the
is
same thing. That's the same thing we do with our family, with our members. We have a
right.
make sure we have a checklist. We put together a detailed outline, so we can make sure that we're on the same page and making sure that we keeping track of our progress as well. Because I think that's another thing that we do as entrepreneurs. We don't or one thing that I think we don't do is like we should is count our keep track of our progress, and it's something that I constantly stay on our members about and our affiliates, keeping track of our because like you said we be busy,
Right.
even when we have a win we still thinking about the next win that we're going to get and how we're going to
Exactly.
get the next client or the next customer, how we're going to sell the next product. We never really give our chance to say, hey, I accomplished something this month, and this is exactly what we accomplished this month, and do a little, even celebrate it a little bit. It ain't gotta be,
Right.
you ain't gotta go all out, but I think it's super important, for us to celebrate our wins and celebrate each other as well. Like you said, hold each other accountable. Like, hey, some of our members, and you guys know who y'all is. So I be on y'all. I don't want to say no names, but some of our members, we got to be like, hey, we got to get this done. We should have been, had this box checked off. Let's get this, let's pull it together. Let's get this box checked off this month. And, we need that. I think we all need that. So that's super important. So I got one more question for you. And then I want to see if we can get Sienna on next. But what is one unconventional marketing strategy that has worked the best for your brand? How did you come up with it?
One unconventional marketing strategy. Um, Sometimes, like, I will apply for a place, like to work at a spa, but then let them know that I'm leaving and that they can find me at my place. So taking clients a little bit. I apologize, employers.
I mean, at least you put it. At least you let them know ahead of time. I mean, I
I
think
let them know. Yeah, I let them know. Like, just a little seasonal, but I kind of plug myself in wherever I go, and I'm really big on education. So I think that I sometimes will over explain something to someone, and then have them thinking later, like, you know what? I think I need to get back up with her. You know what I'm saying? So I always trying to stay outside the box, but I think that's the most unconventional. And then the magnets on the car, because I have never driven with anything on my car and having people stare at me while I'm driving. That is insane, but it is what it is. We got to get the brand out there. I got my some of my vitamins right here, guys. I just wanted to kind of plug that in.
definitely,
Black
definitely.
brand, black
So,
owned brand.
so do you ever get nervous when you see somebody, eyeballing you? And you like, what is they looking at? What's going on? Do you kind
Uh,
of got to remember, like, oh, I do got this magnet on my car?
Sometimes, but you know what? If I see you looking real hard, I'm gonna slow it down. I might spin the block for you, because you're gonna get this. I got the QR code on the side, goes straight to the booking app. So I'll spin back for you if you're staring.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Okay. So my name is Shanavia Dickerson, and I am a licensed massage therapist at All Intentions Massage. I am at 101 Devant Street in Fayetteville, Georgia, 30214. And I am all intentions on all platforms, including LinkedIn. If I had one piece of advice for anyone looking to start a business, any entrepreneur, is to look for mentorship. Don't feel like you're above getting mentored, and never feel like you're above learning from somebody else, because that is how every single business that you know of that is successful has done it. They follow the same models as others. So don't be scared to jump in and ask someone to be a mentor for you. And shout out to Massage by Andrea, because she has truly been a mentor for me as well. So just wanted to shout her out. Shout out to, oh, definitely. Shout out to the mob master in our business. Tap in with them. Get tapped in with the entrepreneurship this year, 2025. We're going up. It's bag season, y'all. M.O.B.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm still in that. It's bag season. Hey, throw bag season in the comments real quick, man. Let me see them comments. Blow up them comments. Bag season. I love that. It's quarter one, y'all. I'm super excited. I don't know about y'all. I love quarter one. Bag season. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Blow them comments up. I need everybody in the comments to put bag season in the comments. I love it. Let's get it. We were supposed to have Sienna come on until we get her on. Let me. I want to bring up. Hold on one second. Let's see. Hold on one second, you guys. All right, all right, all right. Man, if you haven't yet, make sure you guys post your social medias, post your websites in the chat, and post bag season in the chat. Man, I love that. I love that. So we got one more special guest for you guys, Missy Anna Treese. I'm about to bring her up. Meanwhile, again, make sure you guys post your websites, post your social medias. Make sure you post and share somebody else's social media as well. That's the whole point of us doing this, you guys. We want to make sure that we connecting the dots, making sure that we connecting with each other and moving as a mob, moving as a family. So make sure you guys are posting your social medias and make sure you guys are following somebody else's social media as well. Make sure you guys check out somebody else's website. Last but not least, we got Missy Anna Treese. What's going on, Queen? What's going on?
Hey, how are you? How are you? I'm happy to be here.
Bless, bless. Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
So for the people that don't know, give us a quick intro on who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Sienna Treese. I am a independent fashion designer. My brand is called the Sienna Treese Collection, and I design women's wear, typically custom, special occasion. I also do like resort and swim. I do a lot of, I work, one on one with clients a lot. My website is siennatreese.com, and I have some ready to wear items on there too. I'm also an artist, and my sister and I, my older sister, she is an artist as well. Shout out to Suban Treese. Our art gallery, we have an online art gallery. It's Artistic Expressions Gallery. .com if you want to check it out. And we do exhibits and shows. And yeah, so I'm fashion and art. That's me.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So tell me a little bit about what got you into the fashion and art scene and what made you want to start your own brand.
Well, I think what started everything is because I'm an artist. I consider myself an artist first. And I grew up drawing, and my dad is actually a really talented artist, and so is my older sister. So, I just grew up, drawing with her and everything, and it kind of grew into fashion illustration. I really like that. I did so many, when I was younger, and I just wanted to see it through. And like, if I'm drawing these illustrations, I want to, make the clothes, and I want to take this further. So that's what I did. I went to Cass Tech for high school. I majored in art and fashion.
Oh, you
And
smart.
from yeah, I knew it I probably knew what I wanted to do like in like middle school. I was like tunnel vision. This is it. This is it for me. So yeah, I did that when I was in high school, and then I actually took like a private sewing class because I didn't know how to sew at all. Nobody in my family was like sewers or anything. So that part I didn't know anything about. So I took a sewing class, and then I went to the Illinois Institute of Art in Chicago for fashion design. And I studied there. And from there, I started, doing shows and um, taking clients. And it just became, I just created my brand.
That's super dope. That's super dope. How long have you been doing that?
I don't know if I want to say no, but my first real fashion show, it was in 2011. So
Okay.
I've been doing this for a minute now. It actually was I want to say it was Detroit Rocks the Runway. It was at Hart Plaza, and I remember it was my first. I was still in school actually, and I came back to do the show, and it's my first fashion show ever, and I was super nervous. It was actually a competition, and I think they had. That's when I met Naima from Top Model. She's a Detroit native. She was one of the judges, and it was just a lot of fashion, fashion designers like icons. Diane Barry. I don't know if some of you know her. She was one of the designers, and I mean, these are like people that have been doing it, and I'm just like still in school, haven't even made anything other than like my classwork. So I made three looks and I ended up coming in second place. So I was pretty happy about that. And from there, I guess that just gave me the confidence or gave me like some sort of a, reassurance like, oh, well, maybe I do have what it takes. So from I guess 2011, that's when I started doing it seriously.
That's super dope. That's super dope. Yeah, definitely some heavy hitters, especially if Naomi was in the building. She's actually one of my mentors, so she was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's definitely.
Yeah, she was so super nice. I also met, I don't know if you know Marv Neal. He's a stylist, awesome stylist. In Detroit, I was paired with him
Okay.
to like help me style, and from there we just clicked, and we've been working together ever since. So shout out to Marv too.
That is super dope. That is super dope. So, what's one of the most memorable customer interactions you've had, and how did it impact your approach to sales and service?
How did it impact my what? I'm sorry.
Your approach to sales and service.
Oh, sales and service is like super important. I feel like service when my type of design, I work a lot one on one with clients, and the service is like premier, customer service and just developing that connection, beyond just the dress or beyond the garment. You really kind of have to um, collaborate with your client, and really work to get the look that not only is good for you, for me as the designer, but also something that they love. I feel like I've had a lot of client interactions. I've had clients with um I've had all type of clients. I don't really have a specific age group. So I've worked with like prom girls all the way up to, people for like their 70th birthday. I've had celebrity clients. I've had, all type of different clients. And I've had a lot of experiences, a lot
What's
of interesting
your mo-
experiences to
what's
say the least.
so
It's not easy. It's not always easy, but I would say from cumulative, what I got is that, just being able to compromise and being able to work with your client and really kind of get to know them, like with your consultations and stuff. And it's just really like service is just top tier because I mean, I'm not the only person that can make a beautiful gown. We can go and get beautiful clothing just about everywhere now. So I think what sets you apart is just like the relationships you build and, how you treat your clients and really more so how they feel, in the garment and how they feel working with you rather than just, just grabbing something to wear. So,
so what's your most memorable customer interaction? Something that popped, the first thing you could think of,
um,
the client that stuck
some
out.
some of the things that I think of, I think about I had a Kenya Moore. She was a client. She wore one of my dresses. She had done a fashion show with the it's my friend Rodney Howe. He was doing fashion shows. He's done a lot of fashion, stuff in Detroit, and he's awesome. And he had her hosting, so I was able to dress her, and she, um, you know, took some of my garments, back to Atlanta. She wore them on the show. So that was a memorable experience, seeing my work on TV, and that was kind of earlier on in my career. So that was cool, but it's just been so many. It's been so many. Really, it's just like, I mean, sometimes, these clients sometimes become friends, or, your models that I've used in fashion shows, they become clients, or it's just like those moments where maybe it's something super special like a wedding or something like, just a very special moment where it's just deeper than, the dress. It's like you're connecting with that person and you're really like part of their special day. So I would say like proms and weddings and stuff like that is like memorable clients, and of course the clients that didn't go good, of course clients that maybe they weren't happy, or maybe it didn't go right, and that's just how it is in business. You're not gonna please everybody, so definitely some of those not so positive interactions with clients have they come to mind. A lot of frustrated moments, but you know,
Can't
it's all part of it. So
It's all part of it. You can't please them all. You can't please them all at
nope.
all. For sure, for sure. So real quick, I want to touch on operations and logistics. So can you describe a significant challenge that you faced and overcome, and how did you overcome it, and how did it improve your business?
I think I think with operations and logistics, I think a big part of that is just kind of like taking yourself seriously and taking your business seriously. I know a lot of us like start businesses, or it's like passion, things that we're passionate about, but to really um focus in on those type of things, like the back end stuff, business stuff is really what kind of will make or break, your longevity, and it really lets you know, and it lets other people know, like, I take myself seriously, I take my business seriously. And I think probably at the beginning when I first started doing it, it was just like, everything is happening and you're just like, you're passionate about it, you're meeting people, it's fashion shows, it's all of that. But I think when I started to get clients more, and I started to get more like, okay, I need, a space, I need an office, I need this, I need a website, I need to be able to maintain my website. Oh, now my website is crashing. I need more bandwidth, like that type of thing. It's a lot. I need my LLC. I need my bank account. I need this. You need to separate your finances, your business finances and your personal finances. So I think it just kind of happened when I started to gain more clients. And it for sure started to happen. I really took an even deeper look at it. During COVID, a little bit even before COVID. Probably 2019 was when I launched I always had a website, but I launched it, and my sister Suban, shout out to her again. She does all my website and my graphics and everything. She had been maintaining my website, and it was more so just like portfolio driven kind of. Um, but after I'm sorry, but in 2019, I wanted to kind of go more e-commerce. I wanted to not rely so much on the custom, because it's like I'm only one person and I can't it's hard to scale when you're just one on one like that. So I'm like, okay, I need to focus on my online sales. So I really took a a deeper look at that aspect and kind of focusing more on my site and getting that together. And you know then you're starting to think about, well, what am I selling? Am I doing manufacturing? Am I doing, where am I manufacturing? Am I doing it myself? Am I hiring a team? So it's just a lot that kind of goes into, like when you're trying to scale and everything. And I think that just comes naturally if you're experiencing growth, along the way. So
Hey, it goes back to enjoying that process. It's a lot. It's a lot of boxes that you have to check off when it comes to building a brand or building anything. I think the more serious you get into it, the more those dilemmas or more of those things start to come into fruition, and you start to
yeah.
build on those things, and it's what separates us from the people that's just doing it for a hobby, and that's something that I've been preaching for years, as far as business structure, websites, making sure you have your EIN, your DUNS, business, and
Mhm.
emails and business address, everything, to really set yourself up for success. Because I think a lot of people, they're looking, for the success, but they're not really, even with me, I didn't have all of the knowledge to really set myself up for success. And I bumped my head a lot of times. I had to learn, the hard way. And I think that's just how I learn. Period. I'm more hands on. But, for some people, they really can't afford to make these mistakes. Depending on what industry
Mhm.
you're in, you only got one time to make a first impression. So I think that was something that we had to learn early on. It's so many other elements when it comes to building a business or building a brand. And that's what we've been doing. Helping so many different entrepreneurs and creators. Really set themselves up for success. So that's super important. That's super important for sure. And I'm glad that you know, and a lot of people, really had to sit down during the pandemic. But I'm glad that got that tuition a little bit beforehand. So I'm pretty sure you got a nice little head start. When it came to the pandemic and really popping out like we should have. And I think it made a lot of us really sit down and realize like, oh snap, my business is really not together. Even with back then I was helping a lot of people, get the PPP loans and different things like that. And I think that's what really woke a lot of people up, because they didn't really have a lot of the things that they needed to really take full advantage of it. Um, some people got 20, 40,000, and then the people that already had their business set up correctly, they got, I know people that got millions of dollars based on, having their business set up properly and, making sure that they had,
Mhm.
all of their ducks in a row. Real quick, what's some advice that you would give to entrepreneurs seeking funding for the first time based on your own experience?
Um, Funding can be a really uphill battle. Okay, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, it can be really hard. It can be really, tough, and it's so much out there, and it's so many, loans and grants and programs and, business development, agencies and all type of stuff. And I would just say try to take advantage of those things. I know it's never you're never like too far ahead to go and take classes or go to workshops and do that networking. I know I did a course at Build Institute. It was at inside of college CCS, so College for Creative Studies. So I'm that like those type of things. Even though I have been to school, I still seek further education and just kind of stay abreast of like what's going on in the industry. And when you do those type of things, when you kind of keep yourself immersed in, learning and networking and workshops, it's easier to gain access to some of the relationships or some of the people or just some of the, opportunities that you may not have known about if you weren't, in those type of environments or, had access to those type of things. So I know it's hard, and it's gonna be. I've experienced so many no's, so many no's, and doing a lot of work for the applications and all of this and that. Like it's a lot of work, and you may not get it all the time, but I think just to kind of keep trying and just kind of like knowing what it is that you know, um, lenders and, investors and stuff are looking for, or at least trying to, pinpoint that and just making sure that, you have, like you said, your business tight on your end. You have your vision, your mission, and you have like a clear story. Because I know with getting funding, a lot of it now, to me, in my experience, is it's about the business, but it's also about your why. It's about what your vision is for your business, is how can your business affect your community, the economy, your city, like it's just more than just, oh, I want to open a boutique because I just want to have it and I want to make cute clothes. Like, no, it's kind of like more than that. And that's what, investors and those type of organizations that do grants and funding and all of that, that's kind of the things that they look for. So I would say with entrepreneurs and people with their business, just have a very clear vision and just be able to articulate the vision, be able to say you have done stuff, to show, this is what I'm doing, this is how I've been operating, and have it match what you're saying. If you want to have the work that you're doing matching your why or your vision. So it's just kind of, it's about that a lot of times to
No,
me.
you hit it right on the head. I touched on this earlier. Really knowing the why and being able to articulate that is super important. I've spoken and built with a lot of angel investors, a lot of lenders, different things like that, and that's the main thing they look for is the why, and they also look for are you easy to work with? Is this something? Are you teachable? Are you coachable? I've heard this, with many investors. They want to know, can they give you some advice? Can they give you some feedback? Can you receive the feedback? And is it strong enough to get people to even care about what you're doing? And I think
Yeah.
that's why where where your story um, comes in the most, and figuring out different ways to tell that story as well. And I think that's something that we're always focused on doing. Especially when we're doing our social media campaigns with different companies. Any type of production that we're doing. We always want to get the behind the scenes and the why, and kind of dive more into the story behind the brand. As even when we first met, with at a Creator Con in Detroit, that was the main thing that we was doing. Our entrepreneur spotlight. Shout out to Jelly. Shout out to Deshaun Franklin, and shout out to Creator Con for giving us that access behind the scenes, and shout out to all the sponsors that was that came together to really put on a great event, and shout out to all of you guys that that showcase was fire. I think that was the highlight of the whole event. But really getting the chance to get the stories and get dialogue and really hear from some of the people, especially in the entertainment business. You don't really get a chance to hear from the people behind the brand, or even with the models. You don't really you see them, but you don't really get to hear from them, hear their
Hmm.
inspiration. And we got a lot of great feedback. Shout out to everybody who actually checked out that content. And if you haven't, it's on Mob TV. Make sure you guys check that out. We got a lot of great stories on Mob TV, so make sure you guys subscribe and watch my TV. It's actually in that banner below. You guys can check out some of the great stories that we've told. We got a bunch of great stories from different backgrounds, but I think it always is going to revolve back to the why and figuring out how can we and really the biggest thing that I always stress as well. What are you doing for the community? How does this benefit the community? At the end of the day, like, yes, everybody want to be fly, but how does this benefit the community? And how are you, giving back? Why should they care? And why should they support? And that's something that's one of my biggest pet peeves when people just automatically assume people should support them just because they have a business. It's like, no,
Hmm.
figure out how can we actually support the community and give back, and then um, you know, tell your why, whether it's through an interview or a commercial or whatever the case may be. We want to make sure. So we want to make sure that we continue on getting that why out there. Hey, let's tell that story for sure. So
Yeah.
real quick, what key factor contributed most to your business growth? How did you identify and capitalize on the opportunity?
I think, I mean, I'm still in my business growth. I'm still in it. So the answers I feel like are always kind of changing, but um I feel like for me, it was really, it's been really about, like I said, like connecting with your client and connecting with, um who's supporting you, so I think it is for me, and I don't know if this is has been, I know this has been true for other entrepreneurs, especially with social media, but even though when I started this, social media wasn't really utilized how it is now. It was more so just like, it was just starting, everything was kind of just more like organic or whatever. But people still look at you and they associate you with whatever your brand is or whatever your business is. And I feel like for me, what helped me or what helped me grow was that the type of, person I am, the type of friend I am, the type of coworker, whatever, family member, that's kind of like the type of designer I am. I feel like people can look at me like, oh, she's similar to me, or maybe we have this in common, and it gives, them a little more like of a, comfortable to come to me for, clothing, or maybe they can trust me or whatever because I'm, relatable, or I don't know. I can't, it's just kind of like you're just as important as your brand. You're not separate from your brand. Like I'm not separate from my clothing. If people see me, they're going to associate, I can't separate myself. So I think it's best to just kind of like just embrace that and just use it, to your advantage, especially with social media now. You can kind of merge, your business and yourself, because people, again, back to the story, people want to support, they want to see like it, people work hard for their money, it doesn't, everything is expensive. Everything, you can go anywhere and get anything. So it's like, why would somebody, choose you to support and spend their hard-earned money with, as opposed to somebody else? But maybe it's because they just like your vibe. They just think you're cool. They connect with you. They may have met you one day and you were nice to them. So it's just kind of like, people want to know, like they want the behind the scenes. They want to know as much as they can know, about your business and how you operate and what's important to you, and just all the stuff. It just makes people connect more with you. And when people are connected and they feel, familiar, and they feel like you have a relationship, then that's gonna make them feel safe, to trust you with whatever, for me, with their garment on their special day. I mean, I can't, no, these are proms, these are birthdays, graduations, weddings. Like these are very important days, and you want to trust that person, whoever you're, they want to trust me to deliver and take it seriously and have it be just as special to me as it is to them, and I think people do that just by connecting with you, and you just being, embodying your brand, overall.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hey, and I think that's the best way to be. Making real connections. It's all about real relationships, especially in 2025, man. We tired of the fake. I think we can. Everybody can peep it from a mile away. It's been around for a long time. I like to call it the Hollywood networking. We getting rid of that. And especially us being based in Atlanta, we've seen a lot of it. A lot of it is out there on a whole nother level. And we just changing the stigma. We bringing back the trust. We bringing back the real relationships. And I think that's really where the success is really gonna come. Like you said, people work too hard for their money, and too hard for their face card. To be playing around. So it's super important to build that community and build that trust and build those relationships within any industry that you're in. So you got me with that one. It's so I love when these are the things that if you know me, if you've been on our lives or been on our brainstorming sessions or been a part of our community, this is something that I speak on all the time. So it's always refreshing to see and hear it come back around full force and not just
Yeah.
come out my mouth. So I appreciate you, Queen. If you can, real quick, let them know where they can find. Give me one more intro for you, and let them know where they can find.
Okay, so I'm Sienna Treese. I am a fashion designer. My website is siennatreese.com. That's SIANATREECE.com. My Instagram is the Sienna Treese Collection. That's the name of my brand. You can just type in my name on Google and all the stuff will come up. I do all type of clothing, custom, ready to wear, um, you name it. So
Y'all heard the Queen. Go ahead and Google that, man. Make sure you guys check out some of her wonderful pieces. Check out her platform. I appreciate you, Queen, for hopping on and sharing your knowledge, and connecting with the people. If you haven't gotten a chance to, make sure you post your contact info, websites, and everything like that in the chat, so people can check you out. Whoever's already still in, they might want to check out your page right now. And yeah, if you want to get on our live next week, make sure you DM us at Mashing Our Business, and let us know. Real quick, one more. Can I get a quick shout out from you, real quick? Shout out to Mob.
okay, right now. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Hey, this is Sienna Treese. My brand is the Sienna Treese Collection, and I just did Brainstorming Wednesdays with the mob. Shout out to the mob.
Hey, 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 and again, you was silly. You was silly. Trust me, hey, we would have had you do it over, but now I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate both of y'all.
And you know, I just wish you guys much success, and hopefully we can work together in the new year.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to get it in. I know we was talking, a couple months
Mm-hmm.
ago about putting together some campaigns. So we definitely gotta, we're gonna follow up and put together some plan of actions and figure out, what type of resources we can put together to just take it up this year. So, I'm definitely looking forward to it for sure. And I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you.
All right.
I appreciate everybody who tapped into our live this evening. We've just been rocking with us every single week since we've been doing our brainstorming sessions. It's just been, tremendous growth. And it's been a lot of great campaigns and a lot of great projects that came out of this. A lot of great relationships that we've built, throughout this time. So I always want to, show my appreciation to everybody who take their time out to just connect with us, and and especially everybody who's putting their brands in our hands, and making sure that they trusting us with their brand. That's what it's all about. Bringing back that trust, building these relationships, building authentic relationships, and making sure that we have reliable resources in our corner. So make sure you guys DM us if you want to hop on our live next week, if you want to be interviewed, or if you just want to share some tips and tricks. If you have any Q&As, any questions for Shavannah or Shanavia, I just butchered your name. Please don't beat me up. Or if you got any questions for Sienna, make sure you guys hit us in the DM or throw them in the comments real quick. I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes to throw your questions in the comments. So maybe we can get them to answer you live. Meanwhile, make sure you guys check out our Standing on Business webinar recap. I'm gonna actually put that right in the banner below. Check out that landing page. Shout out to Mr. Fix It, who came on and dropped a lot of great jewels. I appreciate you, man. Again, if you want to join our community as a member, we just put that link in the banner. Or you can just go straight onto our website, get some more information about our organization, the different resources that we have, whether you need a social media team, a video and audio team, a marketing strategy, an advertising plan, whatever you need. If you need a business plan, or if you just need to, get your business on par and make sure get your business structure on point. Make sure you guys apply for a membership today. Also, I definitely want to make sure you guys take advantage of our affiliate partnerships. So if you know anybody else who may have a business that may need a little assistance, or that may just need a community to join, make sure you guys sign up and apply for our affiliate program, so we can become affiliate partners. And make sure you guys share our website. And or if you just want to invite them on to our brainstorming sessions, that's always good. Like I said, it's all about building up that trust and building those relationships. So, we're always, open to and looking for more people to join our community, and for more people that's serious about, really putting that positive energy into the community, and, and economic growth at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. It's not about, being famous or anything like that. It's about making sure that we have the tools and the relationships that we need within our community to build up our community at the end of the day. And again, make sure you guys check out M.O.B TV. We got a lot of great content, from interviews, exclusive interviews, recaps from events and activities that we've done in the past. A little bit of everything on there. We got a lot of educational content on there as well. As well as we're gonna keep you entertained. We actually got the recap from CreatorCon Detroit as well. So if you want to go and check out some of Sienna Treese's designs and live in action, make sure you guys go check out that recap. Again, I appreciate you guys tapping in every single week. Again, make sure you guys check out our M.O.B marketplace, get some of that merchandise. We may have to get some of your designs on there, Sienna, as well. We're always looking to, get some dope designs in our marketplace and get some dope products. As well as definitely get some of these products from Shanavy on there as well. We definitely got to talk about that. That's what it's all about, connecting the dots, you guys. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. Here's another win day. It's bag season. Let's go. I'll talk to you guys shortly. Let's keep tapping in, man. Let's go.